College students right now who've been forced off of campuses haven't had their meal plans and things refunded, and are now trying to have to scramble to feed themselves or help feed families at home. I go to the University of Chapel Hill, and all of this happened the week we were on spring break. So we were sent off of campus and then, told not to return if we could. I've been really, trying to navigate how to prepare my own food when, I had more reliable access to food at school, and decide when it's safe to go get groceries. And I know my peers are struggling with the same. Many of them have vulnerable parents and might have been exposed and were worried about going home.
A lot of administrations assumed that a lot of their students could afford to just rush back to campus, pack all of their belongings, and leave in less than 5 days. They didn't think about students who did have access to a meal plan on campus. That was literally the only time that they could eat, or using their friends' meal plans while on campus was the only time that they could eat.
When that meal plan gets taken away, when that young person gets essentially evicted from their dorm, that young person is no longer getting meals, no longer getting access to the healthcare systems that are on the campuses and the mental health care supports that were in place.
I think universities are having to make really tough calls about whether it's safe to bring students to campus. But with that, they have to ensure that they're supporting students who go there and who are paying tuition dollars. I really do think that we're gonna have to think really critically about the ways that we're reaching students, to get creative, to also really have a coordinated and more systematic approach to the way it's being handled, because it's being handled so differently at every university.
Focusing specifically on stimulus checks, that's placing a bandage over something that is much worse. Colleges and universities that did receive the billions of dollars are not allocating those funds, or don't know how to allocate those funds to students. And so students are still not gaining the basic necessities that they need to live or survive.
COVID has exposed some really deep existing structural frailty in our system. And young people are the most sort of invested in what this future looks like.
I hope that one day soon, this will be over and we will have a vaccine where people will be able to go back to on campuses. I think that this is something that is going to be with us for a very, very long time as it regards to our country. And I think that we need to begin to really evaluate what that new normal is.
Colleges need to be communicating with students and making sure that they know about when they will get their refunds and get the things that they've been promised, and really ensure that the most vulnerable students in university settings are getting access to basic needs.
You can reach out to A Place at the Table at APAT USA. You can also reach out to swipeouthunger.org, which is doing an amazing job giving people tools they can use directly to advocate for themselves within their own university.
We have to get used to this new way of normal, and we have to be able to get ready for what does it look like if this is our next 2 semesters, 3 semesters, 4 semesters, or how long this is going to last. We have to be prepared for whatever the future is going to hold.